What the heck is happening? I'm just going ja. Come on. If I hear that word neat again, what happened? Like, just relax. You're doing all these things and you're wondering why you don't have edges. You know, Tara, you know. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Angel. What's up? That was so aggressive. Today's video, I'm going to be telling you some of the reasons why you do not have edges and some of the things that you should avoid in order to retain your edges. So a quick disclaimer, there are certain things that you can do and some things that you cannot do. You can't just help it. That causes your edges to fall out or for you not to have edges. And I'll just talk about some of the things that you cannot really control before I get to the things that would actually do by ourselves that causes our edges to fall out. I don't know why I'm doing this a lot, but yeah. So first things first, of course, is genetics. But wait, that doesn't mean you just log out and say, oh, mine is genetics, my mother doesn't have front hair, my grandmother did not have, then I don't have. Wait, relax. Okay, let us go through some of the things that we actually do, because sometimes our parents, our mothers and our grandmothers and aunties and stuff, they do not know how to take care of our hair per se, and then they pass down certain traditions that we actually do thinking it's normal, but it's really not. There are some things that might not be genetics. I just mean that your members of the family are not very acquainted, taking care of your hair or taking care of fussy hair. So relax, okay? If your hair has never grown as much as mine has, you guys, my hair is thinning out, but I'm going to tell you guys why. Okay, so wait, like for me, I know I have some hair follicles all the way down here. So if you don't have that, if you've never grown hair there are no signs of hair follicles and all of that, just know that it is not possible. Some of you have really big foreheads, and that's fine. I think foreheads are beautiful, but it might be an insecurity for some people, but genuinely I think it's very beautiful. Your hair follicles probably start from like here, right? And then you're expecting your hair to grow here when you don't have follicles there. It's not possible unless you get a hair transplant. It's just not possible. And I think even with hair transplants, you need to have follicles there before. I don't really know how it works, but yeah. And another reason why you don't have edges, disclaimer of course, could be because of illnesses or stress or postpartum or low iron or low vital nutrients. So some of these things can cause your hair to fall out. So you have to deal with that first before we talk about some of the mechanical damages that we do to our hair by ourselves. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. But please don't just log off and say, oh, okay, that's why mine is like. Relax. Let us see if that's really why, or you're actually doing some mechanical damages to your hair by yourself, not knowing. Okay, let's see. So the first culprit that is very, very common with black women, extremely common, is the kind of hairstyles that you guys do. Now, let me not make it look like I've never done any of these things before. I'm just like, literally, where was that? I think April or March, I did one stupid hairstyle. That particular hairstyle pulled my edges and it gave me a bald spot somewhere around here, but it has kind of filled up. But you notice that this side is a bit lighter than this side, right? I think it's kind of obvious. So that particular hairstyle took out a good part of my hair, and that was because the beads made it difficult for me to sleep. So I would always pull the hair to the sides, and you guys, that hair was fresh. Talking about like the night I got it, I'll have to pull it to the side or pull it upwards so I can pull the beads upwards so I can actually sleep. So obviously it caused a lot of stress to my edges, and my edges fell out. I literally took that hairstyle down in 1 week, but even at that, I experienced a lot of damage in my edges. And there's some very funny hairstyles that you guys do that stresses me out. Some of these Ghana weavings, twists are amazing, right? And braids like what I have on now, they're amazing for hair growth. But you see these hairs, some people will catch it like, what happened? What's the problem? I want it to be neat. I'm going to take it for a year. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm stressed out, and people still do these things up until now, and it stresses me out, because why are you catching the time? If you leave some people, they'll catch their eyebrows and braid it. Y'all need to chill. You need to chill. So most of these hairstyles we do are not good for our hair. Please get a good hairstylist that actually cares about your hair and not just the hairstyle, because this hairstyle will last for a particular period of time, and then you have a particular damage for a very, very long time. I mean, I've taken care of my hair since that damage sometime around March, if I'm not mistaken, and it's November now, and I'm still, you know, growing out my hair. It took about a week to cause that damage, and months later I'm still trying to fix it, so it's not worth it. And another thing is, I realized that I was always doing cornrows, because cornrows are great. I'm talking about all back. They're great. They're very, very good protective hairstyle. So especially when I started my hair growth journey, I was always doing that, and it was just so convenient for me. Everything was just easy. But I realized that my hairline was receding, so I was always pulling my hair backwards. Literally, it's not like my hairstylist started braiding my hair from here, right? But the fact that my hair was always being pulled backwards, I would say I did that hairstyle consistently for like maybe 2 years. And then after 2 years, I was doing it every now and then. That was one of my best protective hairstyle, if not the best protective hairstyle. If I've not made it obvious yet, don't catch your edges. I've been shouting this, please. How long? Yeah, don't make it neat. Make it like a normal human being hairstyle. Which one is, if I hear that word neat again? Okay. Another reason why your edges are falling out, or why you don't have edges, is because you use conditioners and butters in your edges. Hear me out. I'm always shouting about how you should always not forget your edges and the nape area of your hair and the sides of your hair when you're applying your product. However, with hairstyles like this, for instance, if I use a leave-in conditioner, like I just apply it like this, going like this, a huge chunk of it will be at this base, and you guys know that that's one of like the hardest parts of taking down your hair. So even no matter the hairstyle, if it's twists, if it's braids, even if it's cornrows, the product will just build up at the beginning part of your hair. And then when you're taking down your hair, because that part will become strong, if you know what I'm talking about, when you take down the hair, it gets to that root side, and then it's a bit difficult to take down. And most of you are not even gentle while taking down your hairstyle. Butters and conditioners are not meant to go to your scalp. They are very, very close to your scalp when you apply them to your edges, and it can cause your follicles to just look. I don't have the scientific words to use, but I'm just talking out of experience. This is something I've experienced recently with this particular mini braids. I observed that whenever I use conditioners like this part can be very hard to take down, and even when I take it down, it seems like my hair is just pouring out. I guess the butters cause excessive shedding. Yeah, that's the word I'm trying to look for. It causes excessive shedding, and also the build-up can make it very difficult to detangle. And you guys know, if you don't handle your detangling process well, it is one of the biggest reasons why you will not have hair on your head. So some of you, instead of just, you know, gently applying, say, water and a little bit of conditioner with sleep and just softening all those build up, you just go, some people even use combs. You just choop the comb inside and just go cha. Come on now, you're doing all these things and you're wondering why you don't have edges. You know, Tara, you know. You know. That's why I always advise people that if you are not in the mood, if you're tired, don't touch your hair. If there's a build up here, you will not have the patience. If you're tired, you will just want to get it out of the way. And the third reason kind of link up to what I just said now. It's you being rough with your edges. One of the things, like I mentioned, is detangling. When you apply products and it just builds up, tangling it can be a bit hard, and if you're not careful, you take down your hair. And hand in hair syndrome. Some of you, when you're stressed, you just go like this, and sometimes you don't even realize it until you probably pull out your hair, and then see, no, I already pulled out the hair strand by just illustration. So imagine doing this all the time. Anyway, some of you just always touch your edges, your hands are always there. Of course you're going to make it weak and it's going to fall out. Like I'm not trying to act like a saint, because my own is the back of my hair. I'm always touching the nape area of my hair, especially when I'm stressed or when I'm nervous or something like that. But that's one of the reasons why your edges are falling out. The thing is, the wigs that you wear, these wigs are very, very rough on your edges. That's why you have wig caps and certain things. I mean, at this point, I don't think I need to even talk too much. You know what I'm talking about. Some of these you're laying plaster and super glue and everything, and then you just take it off, and you don't even take it off gently. You guys, a lot of these wigs are really, really damaging your hair. So please just take notes. I don't know what else to say to you. Personally, I prefer to use glueless wigs. They're more convenient for me, plus they're not touching they're not, pulling my edges, just put on my wig cap, put on my wig nicely, go about my day, come back, I take it off quietly. Something else that you guys do, which I categorize under you being rough with your hair, is your edges. Some of you draw your edges like you're a warrior. You're just going ja ja ja. Come on, relax. By the way, some of these edge controls are not good for your edges. They will literally make your edges fall out because some of these wax are too strong. Most of them are, they don't put your edges health in mind. Some of these companies, they don't put your edges health in mind. They just put the fact that, okay, you want your edges to be laid for 24 hours. How are we going to do this? And a lot of these their ingredients might be damaging to your hair. Most of the time they are. I think so far it's only just one product I've seen that is fine, and I'll put it right here. Is I think Khalida or something like that, or Khadija, even a bit. That's the only edge control I've seen that actually works really well for me. And as crazy as it might sound, I feel like it actually helps to improve my edges. I don't use edge control. I've not been using edge control since I started my mini braid journey. By the way, I think I'm about 5 weeks into my mini braid challenge, and my hair has grown so much. See, I have an entire playlist on that. Go and check it out and learn how to grow your hair in mini braids. Anyway, I haven't been doing my edges since I started this mini braid challenge. It's been 5 months, but I realized that the other time before I did this challenge, my edges were actually looking better. I don't know. Look, that's just it. Okay, I don't know if it was in my head, but that's literally it. My edges were looking better. So this edge control you're using are not good for you. And then, please, when you get home after your day, just take out the edge control. Some of you go to bed like that, and like I said, these things are plastering your edges, and then you go to bed. Some of you don't even use the right pillowcase. Some of you are still using cotton, which we're going to talk about. But then you rub your hair against that, and the friction is a lot, and then your edges will just come out the next day. So that's another thing. And lastly, under you being rough on your hair, is that you do very, very, very tight ponytail, and that kind of links up to the other point I made when I said I was always doing cornrows and my hair were moving back, kind of like Jojo Siwa. She's always doing her bow to the side. You realize that her edges were just moving towards the direction of it. So it's the same, basically the same thing. If you're always doing ponytails, your hairline will begin to recede following the direction of the ponytail. And my fourth point is that a lot of you are using the wrong bonnets, and I didn't realize that people did not know this. A lot of you just buy any bonnet and you are using, and your edges are just falling out, and you're wondering what the heck is happening. Number one, why is your bonnet tight? I know you're trying to prevent it from falling out of your hair at night. I understand. But you can't even think. The blood is not circulating well. You can't even think well. Please, don't let your bonnet be too tight. Some of you get bonnets for children and you're using it because you have cornrows. I feel like your head is small. Please, at least, if you're not even thinking about your edges, think about your brain. Let the blood circulate well, please. Don't make it too tight. Some of you also get this ones where you can tie and still tie it very tight. What's the problem? What's the actual problem? I had to go and get samples, okay? Another kind of bonnet that you guys use that is damaging your edges is these ones that have these, well, I say ruffles, or this crunchy looking thing. And some of you just wear it like this. I mean, if you buy it, that's what you'll be thinking now. Just wear it like this and move on with your day. Then you go to bed and you're moving a lot, and it is just literally some of your hairs will get stuck in between the ruffles, and then you're pulling it out. Please don't do this. I have this, but I don't use it like that. This is how I use it. I know it looks ridiculous, but please, my edges are more important to me than me looking cute. Okay, I just fold it, and I think it's not bad. I just fold it like this, so the ruffles are facing up. They're not directly on my edges like this. This is actually the kind of bonnet I would advise you to get. You see that here, either satin or silk. I don't even know the difference between satin and silk. If it is satin or silk, make sure the band is also satin or silk, and the bonnet itself is satin or silk. And then don't tie it too tight. Don't do this. I literally asked my auntie to make this for me, but I guess I didn't explain to her very well. She did this satin or silk. I don't know the difference between satin or silk. I use any one, but as long as it's smooth, that's what I do. And then she used a different material. I don't know what material this is. I think it's like a chiffon, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know materials. Okay, you guys, please leave me alone. This kind of materials will suck out the moisture from your edges, And of course, when your edges are dry, just like hair, if your hair is dry, it will break. If your edges are dry, it will break. The ones like this that are adjustable, that you have to tie, they are the best, so that you don't make them too tight, but you make them tight enough, right, to not fall out of your hair. And that leads us to my last point. You're using the wrong material for your scarves, for your hijabs, for your pillowcase. Use a satin or a silk material. I like to use tie scarves a lot, so what I do most of the time, because I like to add material into my hair to just make the scarf a bit big, I use a wig cap to just secure the extra material, because I like my scarf to look big or to appear big. And then I use a satin or a silk hair tie it first before I go in with whatever, my Ankara hair tie or whatever the hair tie I'm using. And I know for hijabs, I know a couple of companies are starting to sell hijabs that are lined with satin or silk material, or you wear a scarf inside before the hijab. You can just use a satin or a silk hair tie. Just tie it first before using your hijab. Also, please let your hijab not be too tight. And of course, your pillowcase, same thing. It is drawing out the moisture from your hair, especially if you don't sleep with a bonnet. Because like recently I haven't been sleeping with a bonnet, or when I put on my bonnet, it falls out most of the time. But even if it falls out, I still have my satin or my silk pillowcase, so my hair is still safe, it is still secured. So cotton pillowcase would suck out the moisture from your hair, and like I said, it will pull out your hair one bit at a time. Imagine it's removing a couple of hair strands from your edges every day, maybe like 2 to 3, even if it's one a day. Imagine that for an entire year or thereabouts. It's about 365 hair strands. How many hair strands do you have already? I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know in the comment section if I forgot any points. Please share and let me know if it was helpful. Please let me know. And if you click into this video, it obviously means that you're interested in growing your hair. Please subscribe, stick around, because I post a lot of helpful videos on how to grow your hair, very healthy and very long and very thick and very full. So please subscribe, encourage me, let me know the kind of videos that you want. You can always drop video requests in the comment section. I got you. And yeah, thanks for watching. I love you guys so much. See you in my next one. Bye.